All right, Rob, thank you so much, man, for taking the time out. I wanted to talk about men's mental health. It's something I'm really passionate about. This day and time, everybody thinks that men's supposed to be tough, hard, we can't feel, there's no spaces for us to be vulnerable. So I wanted to just ask you a couple questions about what you think the current state of men's mental health is, specifically Black men, but in men as a totality.
So I think, man, Black men in general, it's a lot of resources out there.
Yeah.
A lot of resources, I think, now than it was 10 years ago.
Mhm.
I think Black men, we don't utilize it enough.
Right.
I think in our culture, being vulnerable is something that's looked down upon. You soft, weak, you know what I mean? Some other words too that I would say, but
Yeah.
I think we looked at as that when you become vulnerable. So
Right.
yes, there are resources out there, but Black men don't take responsibility to take advantage of.
Right. So with that being said, given the resources, given the availability, why do you think that men aren't taking advantage of that? Is it pride? Is it ego? What do you think are some of the reasons that men aren't taking advantage of that to help better their mental health?
I think it's all of the above, bro. I think pride, ego. I think Black men are considered to be protectors, providers.
Yeah.
So when you out here, protecting and providing, sometimes you don't have time to think about how to be vulnerable, how to talk about my personal issues that I may have, my childhood trauma. You don't have time to think about these things because you're trying to provide for a family.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's that. But also I think too, there's still some type of mistrust within the medical field, because of the trauma that Black men and Black people as a whole have experienced over the years, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a mistrust within the community, and also I think it's pride and ego.
Right. Yeah. I definitely agree, man. What I've learned to do, since I've, been working on myself and doing the work, is learning how to compartmentalize. And I understand that now that two things that can be true. We can look at the situation and say, am I going to do my part? Or I can always look at the other people of not doing what I feel like they should. So what is it we can do to create a community necessary that we can build, that we can create our own necessarily, or even coexist? Not to say that it's a separate or it's more of an inclusive thing, but I think that we've lost sight of each other to some degree, having the issue with I want to call my homeboy, talk to him about what I'm going through. Oh man, you saw, maybe even your spouse, maybe even your significant other. Still, we always are held at a standard where we can't feel. And so I just want to create a space to change that narrative. What do you think some best practices that we could do as a community of Black men to kind of change that narrative first?
And so you said it, community is important.
Yeah.
I think what you're doing now, bro, with Mind's Eye, that's community in itself.
Yeah, appreciate that, man.
That's support.
Yeah.
But also, too, I think Black men who are in this space, Black men therapists, Black doctors, men, female, create pipelines for other people to get into this field, other Black men, other Black people to get into this field.
Yeah.
Because I think, as Black men specifically, you got to be the athlete, you got to be the rapper, you got to be the actor, right? And that's glamorized in our community.
Yeah.
But being a therapist is not glamorized. Being a doctor is not. Being a teacher, those things are not glamorized. Making those things look fun, making those things look acceptable by our community, right?
Yeah.
It leads on some of our people that's empowered, some of our celebrities, some of our athletes to support what these therapists are doing. I think will be helpful. So when a Black man sees another Black man in front of them, and they're talking about the issues, it's relatability that's there.
Right, absolutely.
It's almost like you're teaching in the classroom, you're a Black man teaching Black boys, there's an instant relatability that's already there.
Absolutely.
And trust comes down, right? So I think that's what you need to do.
Yeah, I agree, man. One of the other things I think we need to do is seek community. When I mean by seek community, if you're dealing with something, a lot of people job don't provide therapy. They got to come out of pocket. So what are the people that do that you may not be able to afford it? Do they just not deal with it? Or they just keep it all inside, or they, maybe find their local churches or find other communities online. I think, just like anything, there's a commitment piece to it. Sometimes we just sit here and just accept things to come to us. But sometimes we have to go after it. Or if we go after it and we don't find it, we have to create it for ourselves so that the other people that may be looking for it can find us. And so with that being said, man, what is something that you think that you learned and overcame when it came to your mental health?
I'm still learning, bro.
Okay.
I'm still things what I'm learning right now, current situation right now, what it is how to be safe emotionally.
Yeah.
I think because Black men are providers to protect you, all these different things, you don't know how to be safe emotionally a lot of times. Right? So for me, learning what it means, because I always thought I was emotionally safe.
Yeah.
Learning what that truly means, right? Especially when you are in a relation with someone else, right?
Right, absolutely.
So I think for me, learning what that means, learning how to embody that, learning how to actually project that, right?
Yeah.
I think for me is what I'm learning.
Yeah.
A different way that I've ever learned before.
Yeah, man. What I've learned for me is that we operate in a natural sense. We also operate in a spiritual sense. Like when you go through something, people always say, well, pray about it, pray about it, pray about it. That's fine. That's cool. And we should do that. But what are we doing in a natural sense? So if you can't find a community now, if you can't find other people that you can connect to now, what is the alternative? Oh, journal, write it down, get it out, find a way, maybe find a corner to just talk to yourself. People don't realize talking to yourself is therapy. It helps you reason. It helps you get through certain things. And your biggest fan is yourself. So if you can't process that within yourself, then write it down. Find ways, commit to just increasing your mental health.
Bro, I'm gonna be real with you, saying something powerful, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so I get up in the morning, man, to go work out early in the morning, and that's my time to myself. That's the only time I got to myself, really.
Right, yeah.
So I get up, man, 4 o'clock in the morning, man, and I go, but when I'm going to the gym, I'm talking to myself, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my life. I'm talking about everything you work on. I'm talking about everything, bro. And a conversation with myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's helpful because it helps you process your thoughts, your emotions, man. You think about things you never really thought about in different type of ways. Talk to yourself. This is really important, bro.
Yeah.
I think people don't understand how important power to ask.
Absolutely.
You're, going through some things.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, well, Rob, thank you so much, man, for tapping in with me. We definitely got to do a much longer video and get more in depth so we can just, change. We got to be the chain reaction, man. Yes, sir.
I would love to do it.
Thanks again, brother. Appreciate you, man. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man.